Hi everyone, it's me, Straw Hat Ninja 89, and welcome to my review. Well, actually, wait, no, this is not actually a review. This is something completely different than just an ordinary review. This is actually pretty much my somewhat memories of the actual game, playing this game in the actual arcade. Of me actually remembering the good old days, and me remembering the very first time I laid eyes on this such beautiful arcade classic from Konami, based on one of my favorite all-time family sitcom comedies, The Simpsons, when it was good back in the 90s, and a little bit of the early 2000s before they got those new crappy writers on the fucking coin. Sorry, but I just really hated when the new writers took over and The Simpsons became garbage. That's just my opinion. But everyone can agree that the old mid-90s to mid-90s to somewhat beginning of 2000s were pretty much the best glorious episodes of The Simpsons ever created. But that's besides the point here of this video. The point of this video is for me to actually give my sort of review and thought on this arcade classic that's actually a good Simpsons game for once. That's technically not really one of those bad, really crappy games like Bart vs. the World or Bart vs. the Space Mutants on the NES. No, this was the game that the consoles should have had but never did. My problem with this game is that they never had this game on a console release. If Turtles in Time can do it, and all the other arcade classic ports, then why can't this game? I mean, yeah, there are some ports of arcades that do get kind of butchered here and there, but come on, at least they could have tried an effort. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I would have loved to have this as a console to bring it home to either my Super Nintendo or the Genesis and whoop this game out. To actually have a good old time, but not just me, but with my brother and my cousin, friends, whatever. But anywho, now getting back to the actual story. Anyhow, when I was about that age, around 6 or 7, I laid my eyes in this mysterious room where I had two of the most classic arcade games pretty much set a straight dead cross to each other, which was this game you're looking at right here and the X-Men arcade game from Konami. Oh, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that one. More on that one way later on. But anyways, this was the game that I had the most memories with. And when I first laid my eyes on this game, I'm thinking, The Simpsons! I like The Simpsons! And combining this with one of my other favorite genres, video games, this must be equivalent for fun. And my god, it was. Oh wait, I just want to clarify, like, really quick. Like, the way they actually give the instructions to actually go to the, to how to play the bonus stage, it kind of sounds like English and not English. I guess the Japanese were trying to actually dub, the actual game itself, but I don't know. It's weird. You know, the Japanese always have their weird type of English type of conversation, so I guess this is one of them for the game. I didn't notice this back then playing it, but I just noticed it now. Anyhow, when I first laid my eyes on it, I'm thinking, okay, how does this game even work? Like, this looks incredibly just like the cartoon! An open environment world where you could do whatever you want, choose one of the 4 family members, and kick the living crap out of the yellow people, and you get some of the classic Simpsons reference in this game as well? Holy crap, this sounds very awesome! So, I played it when I was, around... So, I checked out the game itself, and I was like, okay, what do I do? So I guess these are buttons to attack or whatnot. And as soon as I was just moving the joystick, tapping the buttons to attack, and do all the other crazy moves I have to do to get through the game, I was having one hell of a time as a kid. But I couldn't do it alone. As fun as it was, it seemed like it was really challenging just to play this game alone. I had to get help from a couple of my good old friends of mine. So I knew some friends of mine that we used to have birthday parties with to actually play video games. So when we actually did, I got them to play this, and they're like, what's this? Because they were more interested in one of those like boxing type of fighting games, or just like fighting games like Street Fighter, and like Marvel versus Street Fighter versus Marvel superheroes, and all that other stuff. So they really wanted to check this game out, and when I got them hooked into this game, they couldn't stop as much as I did, because they were... So the more and more we played, the more hooked we actually got into the game, and the more money and the more quarters we were spending on this classic machine. But there was a price to behold. while most of us were actually all together, we still weren't enough to face all the challenges. Luckily, we struggled all the way through to actually keep on playing, keep on quarters. We would usually gather up usually either on Fridays or on Saturdays to actually play this game, to gather around, to train and practice, to make sure we were actually at it and ready for the big challenges ahead. Like this boss, for example, which is the big giant crusty ball thing. Now this boss, not just me alone right now, but all of us in a group were fucking going insane with this boss battle. It was like incredible. We were like, oh my god, how do we defeat this thing? Like, oh, it's killing us, ah! Like, ah, I can't defend myself. Like, we were just having such a blast just playing this game. It was just unbelievable. So, anyways, later on, within the weeks, we actually finally got better at the game. And when we actually did, our skills have gotten better to proceed all the way to the very last stage of the game. And that is when things started to get really gruesome, because while we got better at the game, we finally made it all the way to the very last stage of the game. Stage 8. Sadly, yes, the game is short and only up to 8 stages. So we finally made it up to Stage 8. We are finally there getting ready for the final battle with Mr. Burns and Smithers. This is where the game started pretty much taking up in the ass, and this is pretty much the really bad timing. When we actually ran out of quarters, we were like, oh my god, we have no more quarters! This isn't good, man, this isn't good. And then we looked at all my other friends. None of them have any quarters left. Seconds were going down. We were so close to actually finally beating the entire game. So we were like, oh my god, we have to do this, man. We worked so hard for this. Oh, 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2. Actually, this music kind of fits, like, as the music is playing, it's going down. 5, 4, like, oh my god. So anyways, yeah, I'm saying the music kind of fits too. Anyways, so as we progressed, we were running out of seconds, and all of a sudden we saw someone else like in the back. Like, I guess someone felt bad for us. Was like, hey, you guys want to show my quarters or something like that? I don't know. He was like some like old person or something like that. So anyways, he gave us the quarters. We caught that like it was like the last moment. I mean, okay, he didn't throw it, I was just kidding. He just gave it to us. We're like, thank you, sir, we need to make care. So we're like, call the quarters. And within 1 second close to 0, bam, we finally got enough quarters. We were ready to take on Smithers and Mr. Burns, and we finally beat the game. And once we got to that ending, once we finally annihilated and won, it felt so satisfyingly well. And yeah, I notice I'm not doing so great in this, because yeah, stage 3 alone with the zombies, it's sad I don't really have those group of friends anymore, because unfortunately, 1, they either moved on, or 2, they were pretty much too good for me. But the memories, man, the memories of this classic arcade game will never go away. Anywho, as I'm doing this little playthrough here, there's really not much to say to this review. That pretty much is just a simple, very awesomely addicting though arcade beat 'em up. Yeah, if I had other people, then yeah, I could basically beat this game, but, I mean, not this whole game. This level, but not that much, of a problem. That part made me laugh. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much my overall memories of the game. I really enjoyed it. Now, if I ever want to do a full-fledged review, it's really not that much to review. It's just a really awesome and digitally arcade game. Very colorful graphics. Very incredible, awesome music. It's actually one of my favorite arcade soundtracks. I actually have most of these songs on my iPod. Lovable memories when I was a kid. A really good setup for one of the most classic families and one of the most classic gaming companies. Well, actually not that classic because they're still going today. The most favorite game companies, I would say, is Konami, because they are one of my favorite gaming companies next to, well, sort of Capcom, until all the bullcrap that's been happening lately. I would say more like Nintendo and pretty much every other company besides Capcom right now at the moment. Anyways, well, the boss here ain't anything special. It's just your regular thugs, pretty much. So yeah, the review would just pretty much be reviewing this. Yeah, I just did this review pretty much in 5 seconds. Great gameplay, great graphics, great music, tons of fun. Worth $9.99 on the PSN Xbox Live. There, done. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole review in a nutshell. And I pretty much explained all my memories about this game. Oh, damn it. It's the end of my last freaking life. But anyways, overall, the Simpsons Arcade will leave a very, very great legacy on my life, and being one of the most addictive arcade games I've ever played, and will always be about one of my greatest memories of my childhood as a gamer of today, of this generation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this random, rambling about my childhood past. I got game over. Great, but oh well, I got extra credits. Anyway, so yeah. Overall, it left a great memory of my childhood, and I really love this game still to this day. And someday, I want to show my kids this of the next generation of what we gamers grew up with, not just in the arcades, but retro gaming in general. So thank you guys for taking the time to actually sort of listen and watching this video. I'm Straw Hat Ninja 89, over and out, see you on the bounce. Oh, just to let you know, my 100 video will almost be coming up soon, so stay tuned for what I'm about to do with my 100 video. So later guys, this is Straw Hat Ninja 89, over and out, see you on the bounce, peace out, and gamers, keep on playing until the day you die. And peace the fuck out. Later.